All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Manny Pacquiao reveals to Andre Berto something that it was very, very disturbing about. If you're a Manny Pacquiao fan, it's upsetting or disturbing. If you're not, it might not bother you so much. If you can't stand him, it might actually be something that is very good. I personally like Manny Pacquiao a lot. Think he's great for the sport of boxing, man. Seems to be one of the better people in boxing. Great champion, man. This dude was no hype job. He is the absolute positively the real deal. Manny Pacquiao. Let's talk about what he told Andre Berto after the Keith Thurman fight, though, in this video. All right, welcome back. All right, man, I'm gonna talk about one of the great champions in boxing, in modern boxing, one of the greatest champions that I have witnessed in my life, Manny Pacquiao. Excellent fighter. If he had not come along at the same time as Floyd Mayweather Jr., I would say that he was probably the greatest that I've seen since the year since 2000. I mean, Andre Ward, there's some other really good, great fighters. But as far as breaking onto the scene explosively and continuing and carrying on through the early part of his career to the mid part of his career on through the later part of his career, you got to take your hat off to Manny Pacquiao and the incredible career that he's had. Even though we might, from certain times in being a boxing fan, you might have bumped heads a lot with what people used to be called, the serious Manny Pacquiao fans, or the people that didn't like Floyd Mayweather Jr. But when all that stuff was going on, there was a lot of sides being taken. But without a doubt, both Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. were great champions. And it was an exciting time in boxing, man. Those dudes really did their thing. Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired. Manny Pacquiao continues to fight on. And he did something that a lot of people thought was really amazing when he came back and he beat Keith Thurman to win the WBA Super 147-pound title. That made him the first guy to win a championship belt in 4 separate decades. He won his first one in the 90s, late 1990s. I do believe that was when he was down at maybe 115 pounds, one of the really small weight classes. Then he won him in the 2000s, from the year 2000 to 2009. He held championships between the year of 2010 and 2019. And this year being 2020 makes it his 4th decade as being a champion. Extremely great champion. And he fought Keith Thurman, who was at a point in time the top welterweight in the world. He fell off a little bit because of inactivity and injury. He comes back, this being Keith Thurman, comes back, has a fight with, what's the guy's name? Josecito Lopez. He fights Josecito Lopez. Josecito Lopez hurts him with a body shot, but Keith Thurman makes it through his fight, right? Now, around that same time, Manny Pacquiao had gotten into the ring with Errol Spence Jr. after the Mikey Garcia fight, and there was talk of Manny Pacquiao fighting Errol Spence Jr. next, or the winner of Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence. But Manny Pacquiao goes fights Keith Thurman, does exactly to Keith Thurman what Josecito Lopez did to him, which was hurt him with a nasty body shot. Manny Pacquiao wins the fight, and legendary status is cemented. It's already cemented, but further cemented, right, or confirmed by the win over Keith Thurman. Now, something interesting happened though after the fight between Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao in the locker room, as revealed by Andre Berto. Andre Berto is also a former welterweight champion. I do believe. Man, I don't think his last fight was with Floyd Mayweather Jr., but he did fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. in, I believe, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s last legitimate boxing match after the Manny Pacquiao fight. So what did he tell him? He said, look, man, it might have, and I'm paraphrasing because he would not say, look, man, He told Keith Thurman, look, it might not have looked like it, but man, I'm going to straight to bed. I'm not passing go. This guy really hurt me. It didn't look like he was hitting me that hard, but that guy was really hurting me. He gave me everything I can handle, and he needed some time off. He needed to sit down, and I don't know if he went straight to the hospital, but he said there ain't gonna be no partying after this fight. That was a hard fight, and he really felt it. He really felt the fight with Keith Thurman. Now that should be obvious for most people. If you watch the fight, if you didn't see it, the original fight, I say, hey man, go back and look at the fight. I do believe Manny Pacquiao won that fight. I don't have any issue with the outcome of the fight. Manny Pacquiao outworked Keith Thurman, but something that you would notice about that fight with Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao is that Keith Thurman continuously hit Manny Pacquiao with straight right hands. Flush straight right hands. Manny Pacquiao took the shot. He saw the shot. He braced himself for the shot and took the shot. But Manny Pacquiao was much easier to hit in that fight with Keith Thurman than he had been in other fights. In fact, I would say if you look at how many straight right hands Keith Thurman landed on Manny Pacquiao, I believe, though I haven't looked back at the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight specifically for this, I believe in my mind's eye, what I can recall from the fight, Keith Thurman hit Manny Pacquiao with more straight right hands than Floyd Mayweather Jr. did, because Floyd Mayweather Jr. won that fight because Floyd Mayweather Jr. was able to keep Manny Pacquiao from ever really landing anything significant on him. So he was outlanding Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao was having a hard time getting off on Floyd Mayweather Jr. Where with Keith Thurman was hitting Manny Pacquiao regularly and seriously, but he obviously does not have that beyond Hall of Fame level of defense and experience in championship fights than Floyd Mayweather Jr. had. So Keith Thurman didn't have the ability to neutralize what Manny Pacquiao was doing, and Manny Pacquiao was able to stay very, very, very busy, and as a result win that fight on the accumulation, because he just was a lot more active than Keith Thurman, and he really did. Man, I thought he was going to crumple that dude over with that body shot. It was so nasty. That said, though, we're now looking specifically with this issue that we have going on now, right? With everybody being quarantined, people being quarantined throughout the world. Manny Pacquiao, I do believe Manny Pacquiao was 40 or 41 when he fought Keith Thurman. If this stuff keeps going on, he's going to wind up being in a situation where he's looking at being 42, 43 years old, being out of the ring for over a year and a half, and being on the decline. That is a bad look for fights with a guy like Errol Spence Jr. or a guy like Terrence Crawford. I think he still probably has enough left in his tank and the ability to outsmart and outthink maybe a Mikey Garcia, which is a lot, which says a lot about Manny Pacquiao. But the idea that Manny Pacquiao is going to get out of a fight safely with Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, that to me seems like a really, 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 I don't want to say long shot, but that's kind of what I believe, like a long shot. Manny Pacquiao's work rate it's not what it used to be, but Errol Spence Jr.'s work rate is extremely, extremely high, and he's going to make the older Manny Pacquiao fight every minute of that round, every minute of that fight. And Terrence Crawford, I believe, has a lot of the same, if he wants to use it, the ability to set up punches, ability to keep his space from Manny Pacquiao and keep Manny Pacquiao out from being able to jump in and getting all those shots. But more importantly, both those guys can really hit, and Manny Pacquiao is not getting any younger, and you're not going to undo the damage that you got. Now, specifically, the thing about Keith Thurman, though, is that was a lot of damage that Manny Pacquiao took in that fight. And that might have taken a lot out of Manny Pacquiao. There was not, and I do believe that was also, maybe the second fight that was similar to that. I think the Jeff Horn fight was obviously very rough for Manny Pacquiao, but I don't think it was rough in the same way that Keith Thurman's fight was rough, because Jeff Horn was doing a lot of mauling and grabbing and holding and pushing and all that, but I don't think he was landing a lot really cleanly and flush on Manny Pacquiao where Keith Thurman did. And if he fights Terrence Crawford, he fights Errol Spence Jr., he's going to have a lot more of that landed on him, because both those guys, neither one of those guys have been out of the ring for going on 2 years, and neither one of them have a reputation for being soft to the body where you might be able to just crack the dude in the rib and change the fight. So I don't know, man. Based on what Manny Pacquiao said to Andre Berto, man, it makes me worry about the rest of this dude's career. And I don't think it's going to be as long as a lot of people think it is going to be. And quite honestly, he might just take one fight for the road and be done. But you let me know what you think in the comment section about what Andre Berto said. I thought it was a very good, obviously something Manny Pacquiao said to him, but it jives with the observation that I made with the Manny Pacquiao Keith Thurman fight. But you let me know what you think in the comment section. Leave a comment, share, like, all that good old stuff, and I'll check you out on the next video. And thank you guys so much for your support. Peace.